there was an old wooden bench at the end of Willow Lane. It wasn't special to most. Weather-worn, a little crooked, half covered in moss. People walked past it every day without a glance. But for an old man named Elias, it was sacred ground. Elias had sat there every morning for 17 years, rain or shine, just after sunrise, with a thermos of black coffee and a notebook on his lap. The town grew used to him, the quiet man on the bench, always writing, always nodding politely, but never talking much. What they didn't know was why. 17 years ago, Elias had lost his daughter in a car accident on that very stretch of road. She was only 17. Her name was Lila, and she used to sit on that bench after school, sketching the world with a dreamy smile. That bench had been their meeting place, their secret headquarters, they called it. When she died, Elias broke. The kind of broken you don't show people. He withdrew from his job, his friends, the world. But he kept going back to the bench, at first to grieve, then to talk to her, and eventually to write to her. Each day he wrote Lila a letter about what the world looked like without her, about the birds, the neighbors, the news, about his guilt, his love, his healing. He never mailed them, of course. He just folded each letter and tucked it into the notebook. Over time, he filled dozens, and still, no one knew. Until a boy named Noah came along. Noah was 14, angry at everything, especially his father, who had left, and his mother, who worked too much. He would skip school and wander the streets. One morning, he found himself at the end of Willow Lane. "Why do you sit here?" Noah asked, unprompted. Elias looked up. For a long moment, he said nothing. Then, "I'm waiting for someone." It was the start of something. Noah began visiting the bench regularly, sitting in silence beside the old man. At first, just to escape his home. But over time, he began to ask questions. Real ones. About life. About pain. About whether it ever stopped hurting. Elias never preached. He simply told stories of Lila, of loss, of rebuilding. Not with answers, but with honesty. Weeks turned into months. One day, Noah found the courage to tell his mom he was sorry for shutting her out. Another day, he wrote his father a letter he never sent. He started going back to school. He even picked up a sketchbook. And Elias? He smiled more. One day, Elias handed Noah a small wrapped bundle, the first notebook he had written to Lila. "I want you to have it," he said. "You reminded me that stories don't just end. Sometimes, they pass hands." Noah read every page. He cried. And then he wrote something of his own, the first page of a new notebook. He titled it, "The Bench at Willow Lane." Years later, Noah became a writer. His first published book was based on Elias and the letters to Lila. It touched thousands of readers. A quiet story about grief, connection, and the healing power of being seen. And that bench? People stop there now, to read, to reflect, to write. Because somewhere along the way, that old crooked bench stopped being forgotten and became a place where broken things could begin to mend.